You got that right. She could just you Courtney Love. It's nice of people to do that. But they, so we'll be right back. We have more. Next, Andy Richter talks about his next act after the star-studded farewell episode of Conan, and who he wants to see fill seats in the late-night landscape.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on me.
I'm done.
Yes, please.
But insuring it is such a hassle.
Same with my boat. The insurance goes with the roof.
I wish I could group my insurance. How's the car, the army?
I got custom. Insurance custom.
Yeah, I got that exists.
See, young beach day, everybody. When our daughter and her kids moved in with us, our barking nutrition couldn't keep up.
Turns out it's mostly water.
So we switched back to time. One wash, stains are gone.
Don't pay for water. It's gotta be time. Depression can be pretty, quick. Except for the bunch of symptoms keeping you company. Then one day, you get fed up. So you talk to your doctor, and your doctor tells you about Trintellix, a prescription medicine for adults with depression, and the overall MDD symptoms. You feel this relief.
Trintellix may reduce suicidal thoughts and actions in people 24 in Denver. Call a doctor right away if you get these or new or worsening depression, or new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings. Do not take with MAO lives. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take to avoid a life-threatening condition. Increased risk of especially if taking aspirin, enzyme pain relievers, or blood thinners. Manic episodes, eye problems, and low sodium levels can occur. Suddenly stopping Trintellix may cause serious side effects. Common side effects include nausea, constipation, and vomiting.
Getting better, even with also notice.
Ask your doctor if Trintellix is right for you.
Visit Trintellix.com. More of my story.
Velveeta. Dip it, sip it, breakfast biscuit, dip it, sip it. Velveeta biscuit, dip it, sip it. Velveeta biscuit, double dip it, double sip it. Velveeta biscuit, make every morning delicious with Velveeta.
At Carvana, we treat every customer like we would treat our own moms. With care, respect, to us, the real things are the which is why we do everything in our power to cause an unforgettable experience. We treat every customer like we would treat our own moms, because that's what they deserve.
Touch. Pediatrician recommended brand helps keep you skin drier and healthier, so every inch will protect like the first. Pampers. Lazy Boy has designs that fit all kinds of beds and spaces, like this modern sofa where I can just take a minute for myself. I'm gonna need to have a talk with my kids. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
Being a patient with diabetes myself, I can say without question that the Dexcom system is the most powerful tool to help mitigate diabetes better on a daily basis.
I love it. I just wear a little sensor and that's it. It's totally painless and private.
The Dexcom sends my glucose readings to my receiver every 5 minutes. I just pull it out of my pocket and look, and I don't have to prick my finger.
Dexcom puts you in control, not your diabetes.
Let's roll, St. Louis. Roll up your sleeves and give blood. You can help save the lives of patients that depend on blood every day. ABC 30 is teamed up again with the American Red Cross and our partners at Sinclair for the Sinclair Cares Roll Up Your Sleeves campaign. Please make an appointment to donate blood. Your donation will help save lives and impact countless more. Go to ABC St. Louis/Cares or SinclairCares.com to schedule your appointment now.
Summer deal and regular twice leaves up.
When we lock eyes, you're never gonna look away.
That made me angry.
New tonight on ABC.
After 28 years of late night laughs, Conan O'Brien signed off last week with a heartfelt thanks to friend, collaborator, and and sidekick who helped make TV history. Take a look.
The rule is always, if you think of the funniest thing, just say it, and that'll get us out. He did it 100,000 times. He's a brilliant man, and I love him forever. Andy Rick. Would have been nice if you like fake left once.
Ah, that is sweet. So, please welcome Andy Richter to the show. Andy, welcome to the show. Lovely to have you here. It's amazing to be a sidekick. Yep, you do a great job over there. What did, shall we say? But Conan spent his final episode thanking his staff and fans and welcome guests like Will Ferrell and Jack Black to the show one last time. Now that you've had a few days to process everything, how are you feeling about the show and an era really coming to an end? These are sad moments, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but honestly, the key word there is process, because I haven't processed anything. I just feel like, oh yeah, okay, we finished a week of work, and now it'll take a couple weeks before it really settles in. But it was melancholy. It was definitely sad, but it didn't sneak up on. I mean, we knew it was coming, and people have been so nice that it's been hard to be sad. It's mostly just a feeling of gratefulness, gratitude.
Colin's one of the longest running talk show hosts of all time, and you've spent the part of 28 years as his sidekick. Everyone from Jimmy Kimmel to Amy Schumer have offered you both congratulations on really just an incredible run. Looking back on it, what impact do you think the shows have had on the late night landscape and on comedy in general?
Well, the best thing about the show winding down is how many people, and whether they're comedy professionals who are just a little younger than us, or even young people who are in their late teens, early 20s, how much they tell us, I'm serious about comedy. I'd like to do comedy for a living eventually, and your show was my show. Your show, as Bill Hader was on the show, he said it was the first show that was his and that his parents didn't get and kind of didn't like. And that is exactly all I wanted out of being on a television show. Young, funny, weird.
The legendary talk show host was retiring. I think we have a clip. Take a look.
Andy, you seriously want to leave our show and take over for Letterman? Letterman?
Oh, no, late night's dead. I'm talking about Barbara Walters. She announced she's retiring from The View, and I think I'm the perfect guy to take over. I made an audition tape. I think it probably proves my point. I did. I flushed my times 15 pounds. Oh, you kidding? You look fantastic. You are so brave. I hear what you're all saying, and I agree with all of it.
Now, that's a home run, so I'm guessing that must have gotten lost in the mail. But what do you remember about coming up with that bit?
It was somebody else's idea, and we just, that's what's so fun is you put on a sweater vest and you sit in front of a green screen, and some of the stuff we said was specific, and then some of it was just general. Like, I hear what you're all saying, and I agree with it all. Like that, we could have dropped it anywhere. So we did a lot of bits like that. Like we did one of my favorite ones is we cut me into Wheel of Fortune, where I thought every single word had a certain word in it that starts with F. And that's a pretty good one. I actually was just on. I taped Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, and I was afraid that I was going to be banned from there because I turned their show filthy. The clip is on YouTube. You can see it.
Well, Andy, the late night TV landscape has been dominated by white males for decades, though we finally started to see more women and people of color hosting shows. Trevor Noah, Lily Singh, and Z-Way, to name a few. Why do you think it's been so hard to break that mold, and what would you like to see as the future of the genre?
Well, it's been hard to break that mold because of it's reflective of the culture in general and broadcasting especially. And I would like to see more diversity coming up. I don't have, Conan and I are two white men in their 50s, and the TV see plenty of that. They don't need any more of that. So let's hear some different voices. Let's see some different faces, and make the late night world as reflective as of the actual population as any other area of modern culture.
I think I just heard your dog barking. When you said we're not gonna bark.
Yes. No, she's in the backyard, and she's letting me know she's not happy.
Anthony, let me just say thank you for the laughs. I think humor is so important to get us through tough times and through divisive times, so thank you for that. But Conan isn't going away entirely. He's announced that he's going to have a project at HBO Max starting in 2022. Are you planning on being part of that? Do you want to be?
I would love to be, but it's up in the air as to what that would be, and there's been kind of a difference of opinion as to what exactly it should be, and Conan has definite ideas about what he thinks will work behind a paywall in a streaming service and what won't. And until that is settled, there's no way to know for really sure, because it might be a much smaller show, maybe a bigger show. So I'm just kind of treating it as. And he did us all a favor by saying, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't make any promises. And this is to everybody on the show. And so everyone's kind of just treating it like, well, we'll see what he decides, and then we'll act accordingly.
But Andy, you're also keeping busy with your own stuff. You've got a podcast, Three Questions with Andy Richter, and you've got a new audiobook that's coming out as well. Tell us about what we should expect from Andy Richter.
It's an Audible original called The Incredibly Inaccurate Biography of Andy Richter, and it's written by a really hilarious group of comedy writers, and it's all lies. And then I'm in the audiobook, or in the Audible original, refuting all the lies, so it should be pretty fun. It's a funny project. Nick Offerman does the narration for it. I'm very grateful to him for that. And then other than that, I'm developing an animated show. I'm attached to a game show. I'm auditioning. Come on, Hollywood. I'm sitting here in Burbank.
You're busy.
Yeah.
You are busy anyway. You're busy. You're just going to keep going and keep trucking. Very good. And you can catch Andy's podcast, The Three Questions, wherever you get your podcasts. And The Incredibly Inaccurate Biography of Andy Richter is available for pre-order now on the Audible. Thanks for coming on, Andy. Good luck to you. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much for having me. Bye, guys.
I always had a connection to my country, wanting to learn more about it. I discovered some very interesting documents on Ancestry. This is the registration card for the draft for World War II, and this is his signature, which blew me away. Being able to make my grandfather real, not just a memory, is priceless. His legacy lives on.
Dull skin, swipe it away. Garnier Brightening Micellar Water, now with vitamin C. Micellars work like a magnet. It will swipe, gently cleanse, remove makeup, and brighten. Micellar Water with vitamin C by Garnier, naturally.
Advil Dual Action. Acetaminophen blocks Advil Dual Action. Fast pain relief that lasts 8 hours.
It's Macy's July 4th sale with our lowest prices of the season, like 20 to 50% off outdoor furniture, and the Bradley section of $1,999. Plus, get a free adjustable base or box spring with qualifying mattress purchase, now at Macy's. Banana Boat Sunscreen is all about protecting the fun on Earth. From making a splash fun to exploring the world fun, our sunscreen is good for you and breathe friendly. Banana Boat Sunscreen lasts as long as the fun does. We do it every night.
Run your dishwasher every night with Cascade Platinum to save water and energy. Did you know an Energy Star certified dishwasher uses less than 4 gallons of water per cycle, while a running sink uses that every 2 minutes? Even better, It's proven you can also save up to $130 per year on your energy bill. So do it every night with Cascade Platinum. A surprising way to save water and energy.
Today we are helping you practice a little self-care that shows you care about small business as well. We partner with vendors for at least half off wellness products that help support 6 small businesses while supplies last. So let's get shopping with our dear friend Greta Monahan. This smells amazing. Oh my gosh, kicking it off with home fragrances to express elevated ambiance and design by Laura Del Serafine. Their beautiful, unique scents, sea salt, fig leaf, mango, and more, complement the decorative vessels to transform your mood and create a relaxing atmosphere and accent. They're gorgeous. Choose candles today, or I brought you candle and diffuser sets. They're not only all beautiful, they make amazing jaw-dropping gifts. I love that. Beautiful. Next up is plant-based hand and foot care. It's handcrafted with artisanal quality by Naturally London. 2 hero products I just call out, Sarah. Moisturizing foot polish and healing foot balm. Check those out. Healing, yes. Okay. Leave our tired feet looking and feeling fabulous. What could be better? A range of delightful options today to explore for hand and foot care from this veteran Black woman-owned small business. Wow. She's got a beautiful line. And men need those too. Oh yeah. Don't let your feet stroke. Julia pillows are designed to provide a plush, supportive experience that never feels lumpy. The pillows are cold to the touch. Check that out. And provide proper ergonomic sleep alignment from head to toes. The sheet sets, I want to call them, are made from premium fiber spun for smoothness and strength. So this is a major sleep upgrade. I love a sleep a bed that you're dying to jump into. The foundation of the whole. Okay, get ready. This is the first built-in massager backpack by Spooby. Perfect for any adventure or everyday outings like school or anything else. Backpack comes with a patented adjustable massage strap. Did you put it on? It's great. At the push of a button, the strategically positioned massagers, as you can feel, give you a relaxing massage. And if that's not enough, these bags can also charge your phone on the go. How does it feel? Really good, Greta. Don't fall asleep on me. Oh, no. All right, check this out. Chirp is made to deliver simple back pain relief with rollers instead of drugs or surgery. Each wheel is designed to fit between your shoulder blades and features a spinal canal in the foam to put pressure on the muscles surrounding the spine, but not the spine itself. See, that's specially created. Exactly. You can roll the stretch on the floor, in a chair, or against a wall. Using the smallest wheel behind, big, medium, and small. Upper back posture corrector, and a convenient case for storage and travel. Oh, we always need back relief in our house. Okay, so the lower back support tank for women and men is engineered with a 4-panel power mesh system for lower back support. These are stylish, they're slimming. You can wear the shirt on its own, as you can see, it's great. But it's also been designed with an ultra-thin profile, so you can discreetly wear this under your clothing too, even just as a little extra piece of face. Exactly. We also have the woman's core compression, which is right here. I love that tank because it provides comfortable compression and support to shoulders, back, and abdominals, which is important. That's great. In order to put on your backpack. So a big thank you to Greta Monahan. The clock is ticking. You have 24 hours to get these amazing deals at beautyreveal.com. I'll be over here getting a massage, but we will be right back.
Well, look at you. You mastered the master bath. You created your own style. And you, yes you, turned a sourdough starter into a sourdough finisher. So when you found your chronic dry eye is actually caused by reduced tear production due to inflammation, you take it on by talking to your eye care professional about Restasis, which may help you make more of your own tears with continued use twice a day, every day. Restasis helps increase your eye's natural ability to produce tears, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. Restasis did not increase tear production in patients using anti-inflammatory eye drops or tear duct buds. To help avoid eye injury and contamination, do not touch the bottom tips of your eye or other surfaces. Wait 50. Ask your eye care professional about Restasis. Now to trick out these lights, visit Restasis.com to learn more.
Downy Infusions. Let the scent set the mood. Feel the difference with Downy. Single serve fancy piece petites are just for her. Just the right size, just the right gourmet flavor. No artificial preservatives or colors. Just what she needs. Just what you want. Fancy piece petites. Love.
Angie's List is now Angie, and summer is the perfect time to book your next home project. From landscaping to lawn care to the project of your dreams, Angie connects you with top pros and protects you with a happiness guarantee.
Anything your wild child does, Pampers Cruiser 360 Fit can too. With a stretchy waistband and adaptive 360 fit, so they can move the way they want to. Pampers Cruisers 360 Fit.
Sometimes the end is just the beginning. Stories continue only on Disney Plus.
So that's our show for today. We hope you had a good time. Have a great day, everyone. Take a little time to enjoy the view.
So there you are, finally making some headway when the whole landscape changes. That's when you can use an old friend like Speedy Cash, your bridge over troubled waters. Speedy Cash, we're here for you, online and in-store.
St. Louis estate buyers are estate liquidation specialists. Visit our store for antiques, collectibles, coins, jewelry, furniture, gold, silver, and more. With new items added daily. St. Louis estate buyers, antiques, vintage, and curiosities.
You may not think it matters all that much where your lawyer's from, but after you're injured, having a lawyer who knows St. Louis, who knows your doctors, and where you're being treated makes all the difference to the insurance company and to getting the money you need and deserve.
At Goodlight Singer, we pride ourselves on being prompt here and knowing what it takes to help someone from St. Louis when they need it most.
We know St. Louis,
And we are Goodlight Singer.
the St. Louis injury law firm.
I get it. Some people have questions about the COVID-19 vaccine. I know I did. They want to hear from someone they trust. They want to know it's safe and that it'll protect the people they care about. I get it. I also get that vaccination is the best way for Missouri to get back to normal. That's why I got it. And that's how I got to hug my sister, who's battling cancer for the first time in a year without worrying about her safety. Get your questions answered at inmostopscovid.com.
Jules on Hampton has been buying and selling gold for over 45 years. We are following CDC guidelines. Clean after each customer visit, and all our staff are masks. Come see us if you are in the market for buying or selling gold, jewelry, or collectibles. Visit our brand new showroom, buying diamonds, gold, silver, coins, and collectibles.
So there you were, finally making some headway when the storm hit. That's when it's nice to know Speedy Cash is a good part to have on a rainy day. Speedy Cash, we're here for you, online and in-store.
The People's Court today at 2 on ABC 30. Real cases before a real judge. Plaintiff Julia Myers says she was a crack addict for 22 years, including when her son, the defendant, was a child. Julia claims she's now sober, and she's suing her son today because she bailed him out of jail, and he has yet to pay her back. Defendant Terry Ann Watkins says due to Julia's addiction, he was taken away from her at the age of 9. And after being emotionally abused in foster care, he had to raise himself until his adopted parents saved his life.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Craig Mann is presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, start with you.
Your Honor, I have 4 kids, okay? Darren is the youngest of 4. He's my only boy. I have 3 other girls. I brought my first daughter home on my 15th birthday.
15.
Yes. And,
How's she doing now?
well, she's doing wonderful.
Good.
She's very well. She has 2 children, one on the way. She's married, has a great life going.
Good.
She doesn't talk to me much. Children, she's the one that's I'm estranged with, you know.
but I pray about it every day. So, I had Darian when I was 21. He's a great kid. I love my boy out to death. Like, he's a really great kid.
Good.
But
You raise your children by yourself or not?
yes,
Oh.
well, Your Honor, I wouldn't say that.
You would? Or you
I
would not?
wouldn't, because I raised them until I was 21. When I turned 21, I was with his father, and we started partying and, snorting coke. And then one day, one of his buddies was like, hey, you got any baking sodas and, some water? And so we made this little crack rock and found out that it was crack rock. At the time, I thought I was just smoking cocaine, because I said I would never touch crack, because earlier on, when I was 19, I lost some family members. And me and came in our town and shot 6 of my family members. 3 lived, 3 died. 1 was a 4-year-old baby. And all because apparently my cousin was smoking crack and snitched these guys out. And, she lost her life. They lost their lives for something we never heard of. So I said, whatever crack is, I'll never touch it. So when he brought this out, I thought it was just cocaine. And later to find out it was crack. And everything just spiraled down.
How long were you addicted?
22 years, from 21 till I've been clean 3 years, 6 months, and 21 days.
That's good. And what decade? I'm sure it was the
90s.
What, 90s?
Yep.
I'm gonna start smoking crack. Nobody started smoking crack. Everybody in the 90s started coming off crack.
Well, it's so
The last hole now. And it was 3 years ago, you really were home now. Everybody switched over to crystal, man.
That's why I stopped. Everything started.
You gotta stay with the times. Stop. All right, now everybody's smoking weed. Start smoking you some weed,
Well, I do, Your Honor, here and there, but you ever seen
it? I know he is.
Like you said, you might not be smoking crack, you got crackish ways.
I'm so glad you recovered. I'm sure you went through a lot, though, as a child, and all 4 of your children, or is it 4?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure all of them went through a tough time there. And so God bless you. If your oldest daughter is doing well, then God bless her. And you say your son is doing well.
I have a great relationship with my 2 daughters, and
Give me some background on yourself and on your family life.
Well, as a young kid, as well, if you just heard her story, kind of had to raise myself as a kid, teach myself, good and bad, right from wrong. Clearly, as a kid, you don't know right from wrong, good and bad. So I kind of had a mixed, emotions of what was right and what was wrong to do. So as a kid, I got in a lot of trouble. I disobeyed her a lot, my grandma. I ran with the wrong crowd. I just didn't really know how to, become a bully, let alone a man. I was 9 years old. I remember we were at school one day, and that's when everything changed. Had people approach me and basically told me to come straight home after school. Didn't know what was going on. I had never seen them. I didn't understand. Didn't know about foster care. Didn't know about the system. Didn't know about any of that. So I was very nervous. I didn't go home after school in probably 30, 40 minutes. I took a different route, took a longer route. Finally got home. I walked in the door. I remember walking in and seeing my mom crying, and there's people standing in the room. I still didn't really know what was going on. And I remember I was hugging her, telling her, it's okay, we're good. And I didn't know that I was being taken. I didn't know what was going on. And it all hit me once I was already in the car. We were already on the way, probably, 10 minutes gone. And that's when I realized, I was just taken from my mom. I was 9 years old, so I think 2nd grade. I didn't finish my 2nd grade year. It was halfway through the year. And when I was placed in the first foster family, I think they just bypassed the rest of that year of school and then started me in 3rd grade. So for 2 years after I was put into foster care, I bounced through 2 homes. The first one wasn't bad at all. She was a single mother. She raised her own kids as well as other foster kids. She did the best she could. I was just very hard to handle. And I had gotten word that my mom had lived on a certain street that I remember every day after school that we would pass. So there was another foster kid in the house, and I decided to, be a man and make her that day. I would run away and go find my mom. She didn't believe that I would. And now thinking back to it, it wasn't the smartest bet because I remember I paid her. I said, hey, I'll give you this. I bet you I will go run away, I'll give you this money, to prove it to you. But the other way around, but I didn't know that. So that night I stole, her name was Anna. That was my foster mom at the time. I went in the garage and I stole a bike and drove my bike 20 some miles at 2 o'clock in the morning to find my mom. I remember I found the street that she lived on. I knocked on a bunch of houses and asked if they had heard of Jolita, and none of them had heard of her. She was new on the street. She didn't actually live on the street, but this was just bad information I had received. I remember I ended up falling asleep beside a dumpster. I got tired. I was woken up by a man. And at the time, thinking back, there's a lot of things that could have happened to me. And at this moment, I could have, been kidnapped because I got in touch with this man. He told me basically he was going to take me to the library and give me books on running away and how to sustain myself, how to, survive. And as soon as we got in the car, he got on the phone, he called the police and said, hey, I have a kid here. I found him by the dumpster. And my foster mom tried, her hardest. She did everything she could, but I had no guidance. I was disobedient. I didn't know the rules.
Coming up on Judge Mathis.
I tried to keep him steady. He called his friends, they went and got him, and I was just
He's gonna make up for it, so.
Basically.
If you know, we're gonna talk about it.
That's why I brought him here, because I thought, man, the Judge Mathis is one of the most, you have a great story, and I just figured if you talk to him and said something to him, he may stick.
I grew up in Detroit, and I'm proud of where I come from. It's a tough city, but there's a lot of love here. And I'm carrying real cases with real people from my courtroom in Chicago. I'm Judge Mathis.
Hey, Shaq, remember you were talking about the General being great insurance? We stopped letting you sit with us at lunch. I do. Well, it turns out you were right. We're actually a quality insurance company. That's why I've been telling you that we sit with you. Well, regular rate. You're doing 60 years of quality coverage. Go with the General.
Why hide your skin? If Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control,
Hide our skin, not us.
because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it. And for kids ages 6 and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By helping you control eczema with Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes or parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor.
When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Get your favorite Vagisil Sensitive Scents in a mild cleansing cloth. Use Sensitive Scent singles. 2 times the cleansing ingredients, petite and neat. For gentle, ultra-fresh cleansing each time. New Vagisil Sensitive Scents cleansing cloths.
Breakfast is always so delicious. I can tell that they use your milk and done a great job.
Breyer's Natural Vanilla is made with 100% grade milk and cream and only sustainably farmed vanilla. Better starts with Breyer's.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals. Now introducing Ensure Complete with 50 grams of protein.
What decade? I'm sure it was the 80s. What, 90s?
Yep.
Who started smoking crack? Everybody in the 90s started coming off crack.
Well, it's so
That's old now. And it was 3 years ago, you really were old now.
Defendant Jerry Ann Watkins says the plaintiff is his mother, but he was taken away from her at the age of 9 due to her crack addiction.
Where'd you go from there?
So they placed me into my second foster home, and this is where I think everything started to change and go downhill for me. They were prison guards, so when you would get in trouble, they would treat you like a prisoner. They would ground you to your room, the door closed. You had no interaction with the outside world. I could only eat 3 times a day. I was prescribed Adderall
My wife still won't let me eat for 3 nights, 3 times a day.
As a kid, I didn't know that. I was like,
I understand maybe some neglect and abuse and everything else out here, but it's 3 meals a day. I can't seem to expect that.
Culture shock. That's all it was. And you know, they would do this. They would have certain meals that obviously I'm a kid. Don't have a choice of what we cook. There would be certain things that I didn't like. You know, if you didn't like, you didn't eat it. So if you didn't like, you don't eat. But if you wanted to eat, you eat it. So I would get grounded for not eating. I would get confined to a room, and I was there for 11 months. I was grounded 7 out of the 11 months. And their actual kids, they had their own kids plus foster. And their biological kids were allowed to participate in sports. They were allowed to go out with friends, do these things. And I had to basically go to the practices and watch. I had to stay in my room or at the house. So for 7 months when I was 10 years old, I was basically in solitary confinement. So my foster parents had told me that I had ADHD. Then I was prescribed Adderall. They made me take it 3 times a day. And it was the highest dose that they could prescribe. And I didn't eat. That's why I was, last time she was seeing me before I was taken, I was really short, just, tubby. And then the reason she didn't recognize me the first time she saw me was because I was taller and just very, very, very thin. Because for 11 months I didn't eat. I was taking that 3 times a day, so I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't eat. I didn't have a social interaction. I didn't know how to socialize. So the family that adopted me, they had come to the house. And, I was going to this family because where I was living, they had to go to court, and they said with my ADHD, they didn't want me sitting in the courtroom for 3 hours. They said, you be too antsy. So that's what I believed. I was okay. That's okay. As long as I'm out of your guys' presence, I'm okay with it. Well, I go with this family, Heath and Cheryl Watkins, and they weren't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to know about any of the adoption, about any. This was supposed to be just them feeling me out because they wanted to see if they wanted to adopt me. Well, they had fallen in love with me in the first 10 minutes that I was with them. And so we would go to their house and they take me on the back porch. And they basically explained to me that, hey, we're not supposed to be letting you know this, but we are interested in adopting you. We want to know if you would be interested in that. And I remember I started crying and I told them, if I can get out of this house, do it, do whatever you got to do. And they told me it would be a while. They said, it's going to take at least 30 days, but just keep in mind that we're coming. We're on it at the time, so I never came to the house. So when there's a knock on the door, I would always get excited because it was always 30. So the very next day, it was like at 9 or 10 in the morning, there's a knock on the door, and I was already up because I was grounded, I had nothing else to do. And I just knew it was for me. And I was by the door, I had my ear by the door, and they opened the door, and I heard Heath's voice because I had just heard it the day before, and I was like, that's Heath, and I remember I opened the door, and they're like, get your stuff, let's go. And I was like, like that, and I was grounded. I didn't know what to grab. I'm like, what's mine? I grabbed some clothes and left. And they Heath and Cheryl were kind of the driving force and what changed my life and how because I could have ended up. And
what age did you stay with them?
I was 12 when I got with them, so I was adopted at age 12 until 18.
Good, the most formative years of your life.
Yeah, and definitely taught me everything I needed to know to be a man, to be a person, to sustain myself. There was a lot of things that I wasn't.
What's the name?
Heath and Cheryl Watkins.
Heath and Cheryl Watkins.
Yep. Watkin.
What city?
Galion, Ohio. It's very small. Galion.
Where's that near?
Mansfield.
Where's Mansfield?
Youngstown.
Close.
Okay,
about an hour north of Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Heath and Cheryl Watkins from the small town an hour north of Columbus.
Yeah, very small town.
All right. And thank you all.
Coming up, a Judge Method DNA case.
So I got in touch with my aide down in Dillbeck with somebody ancestor. I said, you ever heard of a lady called Otis or something? They say Daddy might have had it before Adam. She said, that little girl. I said, no.
Court is in session at Judge Mathis. If you or a family member are in need of a test, please call us at 1-888-VERDICT.
ABC 30, simply entertaining.
It's been a long time. It's fun.
their claim, reduce payments for some of their medical bills.
We may have a problem. Why? They've called off Citizen Brown Crew.
Maybe we should settle this one.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call Brown and Crew. Right here in St. Louis.
How would you like to do this? The next time you're handed an expensive car repair bill. When you're covered with Car Shield, they help take care of expensive car repairs, so you don't have to. Join over 1 million other happy drivers in tearing up those expensive bills. Car breakdowns can be a nightmare and very expensive, especially if you're driving a car out of warranty. That's why Car Shield was created, and they're here for you every step of the way. So when your car needs repairs, take it to your favorite mechanic or dealer, and Car Shield administrators will handle the rest. The best part is, Car Shield doesn't stop there. Once you're covered, you'll also get 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, rental coverage, and so much more. There's a plan for almost every budget. It's no fun when you get stuck with an expensive car repair bill. So do what I did and call Car Shield today. Car Shield cars, go farther.
Call 800-516-6863.
After she was injured by a reckless truck, Shan wasn't sure which way to turn until she cut off the comps, re-listed conditions, and got her the money and the medical care she needed.
Let's looking for furniture or mattresses, everybody else is out of it. But us, you can take it home with you today. You want a crazy deal? Like us on Facebook.
Do you have a pending lawsuit that you want Judge Mathis to decide? If so, call 1-888-VERDICT or visit us online at www.judgemathistv.com.
You had no interaction with the outside world. I could only eat 3 times a day. I was prescribed Adderall.
My wife still won't let me eat with 3 times a day.
I didn't know that.
Defendant Jerry Ann Watkins says the plaintiff is his mother, but he was taken away from her at the age of 9 due to her crack addiction.
How old are you now?
I am 24.
What have you been doing since 18?
Trying to figure out my life. I graduated high school and attended college. I was a big-time college football player or high school football player. I was going to be a national recruit for a couple months.
For football?
Oh, yeah. And
what position?
For quarterback, receiver, I was kind of all of it. Was an athlete.
And what happened?
Before I graduated high school, I got into falling out with my adopted parents. So for that 2 months, so like I said, he was basically my coach. He was my driving factor for everything. He made me do everything that I needed to do. I didn't mentally prepare myself. He had done that for me for the last 2 months that I was not there. I decided to party. I decided to not focus on football. And the thing is I wasn't, so sounds crazy because of what I just said, but I wasn't the partier in high school. I was very laid back. I was very.
But in college you did.
Right before college, because after I moved out of high school, I didn't have any I wasn't mentally ready. I wasn't mentally prepared.
And what happened? Tell me how that played manifest itself.
I left. I talked to my coaches and basically told them hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I said I can't be here. I'm not mentally ready. And they were actually it kind of hurts looking back of how much they wanted me because I had left once and they begged me. I had come back, so they allowed me to come back, and then I left again. So it was all just I thought at the time, this is I don't want to do this. I'm not mentally ready.
You never thought about counseling? Nobody mentioned counseling to you, your coaches, all that. So that's one of those coaches. Can you at least stay there and attend classes and some counseling? No one said that. They should have known. These folks are professionals. They should have known to offer you counseling. I heard about this. We're going to get to the money, but I understand totally. My mother died 3 months into college in October, and I was still transitioning from a thug. And I was totally divided and not quite confused, just complicated. I was complicated. But I started going to the Minority Affairs office because I needed a little help. All I had was a GD. I am in a major regional university, 6 or 7 months out in jail. So I'm on this probationary program to get in. And so you have to go and see the minority affairs counselor, I don't remember how often, so that they can make sure you're maintaining your grades and you're addressing any outside needs. And that's what helped me. And gave me insight, strengthened me, encouraged me, and motivated me and challenged me. So, what you doing now?
Basically, just getting through life.
Have you ever gotten any paperwork at all? Certificate of training of any type? And you're smart enough to know you're not going to get a marketable skill without that. You're not going to get a job, transferable job with livable wages. You won't be able to take care of your family. Yeah, you'll be able to take care of yourself. But that's still in poverty. $15, that's why they keep saying $15 minimum wage. That's the poverty level. Or certainly if you have a family. But that's all I want to impress upon you, because you seem such a bright guy. And where you live, how far?
45 minutes from here.
45 minutes.
From now, yeah, we're actually living with my girlfriend's parents. We were homeless in Ohio. We had to move back here for.
Oh, Your Honor, he's planning on going back to Ohio to be around his children. And my son is very small.
I have a 2.5. Well, he's almost going to be 3 in December, and then I have a 5-month-old.
And they live with whom?
With the mother.
And you and the mother not together?
We're not.
Okay. All right. Then you gonna go back and do what in Ohio?
Well, I'm planning on saving up now unless you make
Just for young people like you, not making your bones.
Really make money to actually use it as a real job. Right now, it's our plan.
I'm gonna spend so much time. So important and it's so hurtful to hear this, young man. It's kind of hard for me to get past. $12.50 though was for what? I don't even know what you're selling it for.
Bond money, Your Honor.
Bond
money, yes. Well, I've been trying to talk. I tried to talk to. They're making wrong decisions. You're smoking weed. You're selling a little weed. Not like selling weed to like everybody, but to his little 20 sacks. Just silly stuff. Well, our town is this big, and he was the superstar. They were all
right.
And he left the college, and the whole town was really, really upset. Like, I think they were more upset than me. I tried to get him to stay. He called his friends, they went, got him, and
he's gonna make up for it, so.
Praise the Lord.
If you know, we're gonna talk about it.
And that's why I brought in here, because I thought, man, if Judge Mathis is one of us, you have a great story, and you are, I just figured if you talk to him and said something to him, he may stick.
Well, I just want to make sense with him, that's all. Not come down on you. I wanted to tell you that I'm a little hurt about what happened, because you were a very promising member of your family, of your community, and just don't let yourself down. First start with yourself. Don't let yourself down, don't let her down, don't let the rest of your family and friends down. You've been given skills, and a lot of people don't have the gifts, and you do.
Still to come on Judge Mathis DNA case.
I got news for you. If he was that handsome, he got his Gucci shirt on. That's when he came around in the Gucci store. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Judge Red Mathis.
Name something of Leonardo DiCaprio that you like to hold.
The Mona Lisa.
He's thinking. What's Steve's thinking?
Tonight at 6 on ABC 30.
I got a reminder of a stoplight and needing surgery, and the insurance company tried to give me this tiny little check. I said, no way. I needed more, so I called Ford. After a car wreck, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call Ford and get more. Schultz and Myers turned the insurance company's tiny offer into $1 million. I called Ford and I got more. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Ford and get more.
Call 444-4444. Call Ford and get more.
Need cash? TitleMax offers 2 ways to get cash using your car title. Go to TitleMax.com, enter the car year, make, model. See how much you can get. TitleMax also offers personal loans. No title required. Check out TitleMax.com and you need more cash. Check out TitleMax.com and shop us for rates. Get up to $2,500 with a personal loan or up to $10,000 using your car title. And you'll say, I got my title back with TitleMax.
Title back with TitleMax. Hi, Dan Brown here. Brown and Brown. I was raised in St. Louis, went to Hazelwood East High School, then to the zoo, and then to St. Louis University Law School. And I knew I had to practice law in St. Louis. Brown and Brown, we've been practicing law 25 years. So if you've been injured in a car crash or on the job, call us for a risk-free consultation. In Missouri, dial all freeze. In Illinois,
I want to apologize.
Is this actually happening? What is going on? More. The Bachelorette, all new EBC tonight.
Now, I understand totally. My mother died 3 months in the college. I was still transitioning from a thug. And I'm quite confused, just complicated. I was complicated.
Defendant Jerry Ann Watkins says the plaintiff is his mother, but he was taken away from her at the age of 9 due to her crack addiction.
Did he say he would pay you back?
Yes. Oh, you know, no, I promise. You just please just get me out of here. First, it was $2,500. I said, that's not happening. I don't have $2,500 to just give to your mom because you don't get your money back. I said, so he called me back. Well, she'll take half, and then I'm gonna make payments, and I promise, Mom, I promise I'll pay you back. I'll do anything. I'm gonna be done getting in trouble. I'm not gonna get in trouble no more. The whole spiel. So of course, got it all. Even talked to my husband that I had been separated with, and to let them move into his basement so he's, get a job and save some money. He allowed that. Darren, my son, he just don't like rules. I think that's the biggest thing. He's grown. You ask him, he grown. He got this. So he ended up punching my husband in the head, getting in a fight with him because he didn't like rules. And he still let him stay after that. And I never harped on the money. I just thought, well, I'm gonna get it together. Then he had a kid, and I'm like, now he's got a kid, but he I'm still giving him money. But he can do so much better. He's so smart. He's bright. But he doesn't want to start small. He doesn't. I said any job's better than no job. You do something.
Stars and land upon the moon.
Yes, he wants to start an executive position. I love him though. I really do. He's a great man. I just don't want him to look back because, I can't change the stuff I did. But I'm the best mom and the best grandmother I can be. And I don't want him to look back. So one day, this kid, the time go fast.
How far do you live from the grandchildren?
I live an hour and a half. But I talk to my face. I'm not going to see him anytime, all the time. I buy shoes, buy clothes. That's stuff I want to do. That's a grandma. That's what grandma does. With him, it's every time.
I was trying to get an understanding on how you can help this generation based on what happened with your immediate children. That's also.
And I would love to, Your Honor, to get into something to help because
I'm saying your grandchildren.
My grandbabies. That's all.
An hour and a half. So figure that out though, because that will bring you a lot of fulfillment. And based on what my children and my grandchildren were all thugged out, so didn't have a traditional family. Once I got it was the most fulfilling part of my life.
Yes, being a grandmother is the best.
Grandchild next. So you missed the first part though, so catch up. And young man, you're gonna do it together, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got these children, and yes, you want to see them and get it together for them so that you can support them, not just see them. All right? So it would be a shame now if you let yourself down and then them down. Let me tell you the order it goes. It goes you, almost to them. Are you married? No, okay, so it goes to them because the Bible says your wife first and the kid next. I don't know about that. I just don't know. All right. So once again, before you're married, it extended family that you really have to make sure you make proud and you don't let them down. That should be on your mind. And the best way to find out what you want to do is to determine what your passion and your skill level. Go and get the career handbook or it's on the internet or whatever. Look at that, read it, fill it out. They have some questionnaires. It can tell you, it'll give you your scores, and then it'll tell you who will excel there. That's what I did. I had no clue when I went to college. Zero. I was a thug. I didn't know what to major in. So I just went to the library on that and just looked up career. And everything it said, I knew I had that skill. And ultimately it said a sociologist, political scientist, a lawyer. So I said, okay, I can be a lawyer based on this test I just took. Good. So that's what I advise you. Find your skill base and match it with something that you will love to do. We spend a lot of time, but it's very worthwhile.
Stay tuned for today's DNA case.
I write the letter and maybe 5 to 7 days later, I get a phone call and this man is on the phone and I'm like, hello? And he said, hello. And I said, who is this? He said, I think you might be talking to your brother.
It's time to get together.
This girl like me so much. I don't pass judgment, I give judgment.
Judge Mathis.
He said, they don't do all we have you behind a shield.
To my great-granddaughter, Sarah, whom I disowned after she recommended I go with the general for my home insurance. I leave the entirety of my estate. Well, it turns out Sarah's right about the general. I just misjudged them based on their commercials. They're actually a quality insurance company.
Cancer.
You were always my favorite, Sarah.
Congrats.
For a great low rate and even 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the general.
For people living with HIV, keep being you and ask your doctor about Biktarvy. Biktarvy is a complete one-pill, once-a-day treatment used for HIV in certain adults. It's not a cure, but with one small pill, Biktarvy fights HIV till you get to and stay undetectable. That's when the amount of virus is so low, it cannot be measured by a lab test. Research shows people who take HIV treatment every day and get to and stay undetectable can no longer transmit effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. Do not take Biktarvy if you take Dofetilide or Revlimid. Tell your doctor about all the medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Biktarvy without knowing who you are, and ask your doctor if Biktarvy is right for you.
At Guild.com, get insider access to coveted designers like Valentino, Chloe, and more at up to 70% off retail prices. Shop daily sales before they disappear in a flash. Visit Guild.com today.
Talk All Night is heartburn you can plan for, but surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
Closed captioning and other consideration for Judge Mathis provided by
Fight fleas and ticks with Seresto. 8 months continuous protection against fleas and ticks. It's effective and vet recommended. Seresto. More on Seresto.com.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your whole phone for the ride? Allstate, here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
Court is back in session at Judge Mathis. If you have a case you want, you need to settle, call us at 1-888-VERDICT.
Defendant Jerry Ann Watkins says the plaintiff is his mother, but he was taken away from her at the age of 9 due to her crack addiction.
God bless you, judgment for you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Continue to stay strong out there. Have a good day.
Thank you. I love you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
I just want to say I love you.
I love you
There's
too.
a lot of feelings.
And I hope you guys enjoy the judge. Yes.
You know, I'm going to change. I'm going to grow up. just takes, like you said, guidance. I didn't have none. I haven't had anybody tell me. I've had people tell me what they think I should do, but not what I should do. And hearing come from him of how to go about it. Now I know how to do it. So I just want you to know that I love you. I respect you as a mother. I'm very proud that you've come how far you have come. I mean, a lot of people don't do that. So to see it, I really do love you.
Plaintiff Charlotte FME was 18 when she discovered that the man who raised her was not her biological father. Charlotte believes she and the defendant share the same biological father, so she petitioned the court, sibling DNA test. Defendant Anthony Lynette says 6 months ago he got a letter from Charlotte saying she may be his sister, so he reached out to her, back to his sister.
All right. And ma'am, you have petitioned the court for a DNA test to determine whether the two of you are siblings. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge Mathis.
All right, let's start with you.
All right, so, growing up in my family, the father I knew to be my father was dead until I got 18. Then my mother told me, once I was 18, that who my biological father is. So at that time, as I've been telling the story, things were so much more innocent then that it was like, okay, she told me I'm 18, I'm still kind of young and don't play this, want to do my own inside every day, didn't want thought to it. And I'll skip that because now, looking back and it never dawned on me to ask any questions, and now they've passed on to ask. And my father, who I knew that raised me, I just been a little hesitant to ask him, So going back to before I was 18, there was a cousin in the family that either she let it slip or I overheard them talking, and so there's a picture in a photo album who I lived with at the time, my aunt, who named and raised me and my mother. And I would look at this picture and I can hear them say, that's Joseph. And so at some point I had heard that before 18, so I can see myself now looking back and on the floor, opening up this photo album from time to time and just really gazing and looking at this picture and, having whatever thoughts I had. But then who was on the picture again? Joseph, who I overheard before I was 18 that was my father. It was just a single photo of him staring at, and it was a black and white photograph. And you felt drawn to it, you say? After I overheard the conversation, because we would often look through the photo albums of people, giant field photo album. And it seems like what I'm feeling going back in time, what I'm feeling is that after I overheard that I would more often go straight to that picture and look at it. And I can see myself touching it sometimes and maybe wanting to look closer to see what more I can see in it and everything. Handsome man. Okay. Well, I got news for you. If he was that handsome, keep up a relation. Go ahead. Yeah. Nice glasses on. Got his Nucci shirt on.
Coming up, the DNA test results.
After your accident, call a tough experience law firm, one that's recovered millions of dollars for accident.
Because a good lawyer shouldn't cost you more, they should get you more.
Way more. The accident has cost you plenty. It's time for compensation.
So I called Brown & Croup, a tough, aggressive law firm.
Experience and results.
If it's all about the money, it's all about the lawyer. If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call Brown & Croup right here in St. Louis.
Do you need to sell a distressed property?
stop and don't make any repairs. Call Chris Bites Lunch in St. Louis for a fair all cash offer. We buy inherited houses, foreclosures, bad renter houses, vacant houses, even fire damaged houses. We pay cash fast with no stress, no hassle, no fees, and no commissions. So if you have a property you need to sell, call Chris Bites Lunch for a fair all cash offer. Call us today at 782-7000. That's 314-782-7000.
I get it. Some people have questions about the COVID-19 vaccine. I know I did. They want to hear from someone they trust. They want to know it's safe and that it'll protect the people they care about. I get it. I also think that vaccination is the best way for Missouri to get back to normal. That's why I got it. And that's how I got to hug my sister, who's battling cancer for the first time in a year without worrying about her safety. Get your questions answered at InmoStopsCovid.com.
Hello, St. Louis. I'm Carolyn with Erica for Deer Valley Hospice Care. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with a terminal illness and are currently in a nursing home, assisted living, or even a hospital, Deer Valley wants you to know that you have a choice of where to receive hospice care. At Deer Valley, our team of hospice professionals are ready to provide answers regarding hospice. Call us today and know peace with the comfort of our care.
I texted the doctor and I had to stop working. I needed help, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny check. I said no, I needed more. So I called Ford. After a car wreck, we'll take a tiny check from the insurance company. If you want more, call Ford. Schultz and Myers turned the insurance company's tiny offer into over $400,000. I called Ford and I got more. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Ford and get more.
Call 444-4444. That's 444-4444. Call Ford and get more.
Plaintiff shouted death and believes she and the defendant may share the same father. So she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test.
Continue. Last I heard you and these were looking at your dance picture and he was a handsome guy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So after I heard who he was, and my mother told me, it's still never, because I had such a fulfilling family life that even before I knew this, even when they let it slip or I overheard, and when I got 18, it never bothered me to want to know anything. Up until recently, I just moved, so we ended up settling, me, my mom, and my sister, in Charlotte, North Carolina, until she passed there. And then I moved here in 2015. There's a cousin here, the same cousin that I thought let it slip. We were talking casually one day, and I said, yeah, so, I was wondering about my dad, what you think? And she said, child, Joseph's still probably alive somewhere down here in Louisiana. So it sparked an interest in me more then. So I get to looking around on the internet, and I find two names, Joseph Leonard, and two addresses, one in Maryland and one in Louisiana. I'm thinking and narrowing it down to Louisiana because that's where I was born. And I figured that his age he wouldn't have moved along anywhere. So I write a letter. I write the letter, and maybe he said 5 to 7 days ago, and he said hello, and I said, who is this? He said, I think you might be talking to your brother. And I'm like, oh, really? I was so excited. I said, you got the letter. And
that was Anthony?
Yeah.
Was that Anthony? Give me some background from you. Anthony, let me get some background.
About 6 months back, we got a letter in the mail. A baby boy, he's named after my father, and I have, so, we got the mail out of the box, and he brought it to his mom, and he was like, Mom, somebody did, she said I got a kid. And I was like, she was like, no, you ain't got no kid. I said, let me see that thing. So, I looked at the letter, and it was like, she explained everything she wanted on 5 there. And I was like, I said, man, you look at these dates, man. You ain't have no kid. You ain't even 15 years old. You can't have no kid. I said, no. Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
I said, so what we got to do? We got to marry down a little bit, man. We got to try to figure out what's going on here. It says here she said she's looking for her dad. You ain't no daddy in your life. So I said, well, maybe I should go to the call. And my dad, I know my dad was rolling because he had a little band called Highway Rollers and everything, and I got another little sister we finally discovered of, and we knew about her for a while. And I got 3 more other brothers. And when the love came out, so I got in touch with my aunt down in Dillback, which is my dad's sister. I said, yeah, you ever heard of a lady called something that Daddy might have had another kid before, and she was like, I've been looking for a little girl. Where is she? I said, well, I got her. She said her name. She said she my sister. And she said, that little girl. I said, no. And then he got it out there, got the deal. And me and Shirley got on the phone and we were talking back and forth. We were so excited about trying to figure out this thing. And I was like, oh, Dad, there's possibility. I said, that dog, she's so close to him. I said, Dad, I've been rolling no more ways. It's like,
the results of the DNA test.
Well, I get it, reality.
It's time to get together.
This girl's like me somebody. I pass judgment. I give judgment.
Judge Mathis.
He said he spit on me. See why we have you behind the shield?
It's a star-spangled celebration, and ABC 30 wants you to win $500. Just visit abcstlouis.com/contest and enter to win. You can be one of 6 nationwide winners to celebrate with $500. Thanks to your friends at ABC 30. You can take this to the bank. In St. Louis, there's only one biggest injury law firm by far, and that's Brown and Kruger. For St. Louis and from St. Louis. It's 222-2220.
I picked it up firecracker. We're here. We're waiting on you. Empire. Happy 4th of July. You got the picture. You got the picture. I'm like, I'm going to get the picture. Color 1, color 5. Who wants color from the Empire? Red, white, and blue. Okay.
At Kaufman Townley, our results speak for themselves. Real people, real results. If you've been injured and want a free, no-hassle talk with an experienced attorney, call Kaufman Townley. Real people, real results. 314-500-5000.
Diamonds at their lowest prices in years. Half-carat solitaires are now $4.99. 1 carat, $9.90. 2 carat, $12 per carat, plus 1 carat studs, $5.99. And the guaranteed lowest prices on thousands of GIA diamonds. Buy direct. The Jewelry Exchange Overload.
America's trauma centers see thousands of catastrophic issues from semi-truck wrecks. Having worked in a trauma center, I know by these patients being the boss who understands the injuries and knows the federal rules governing these trucks. I'm Dr. Brad Bradshaw, a physician surgeon and lawyer. My highly specialized medical training is the critical difference for my clients' future medical care, maximum recovery, and as a lawyer, I remain undefeated in semi-truck cases.
It's perfect summer viewing and ready to spice things up.
Guys, you're never gonna look away.
New tonight, ABC.
Is your ex seeking child support when you think you need a paternity test? Call 1-888-FIRST or visit us online at www.judgemathistv.com. Plaintiff Charlotte Adefany believes she and the defendant may share the same father, so she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test.
What has happened since then?
I've been just doing everything alone, but you all haven't had a relationship. That's important. We never had a relationship. And the letter, I thought the letter was recent. It was back in April, I want to say. And when I finally got the letter,
And we've been back and forth on the phone here, trying to figure out this thing, and I'm asking all these questions, I'm asking all my
and they're telling you they believe he has a daughter that exists. Is that what most of them have told you?
One of my agents say, she said she held this letter because I mentioned it to her after the letter. And I was like, I wonder. So I was like, she said, yeah, I know, I've been looking for that little girl. I said, where is she? I said, she's supposed to be in Dallas now. I'm not sure now. No, but I'm just answering the letter and everything,
So how did it go from there? How did you respond to them?
Well, I was like, well, I want to know for sure. And Miss Charlotte just went digging and we went talking and somewhere it's got to be happening here somewhere. It's trying to connect here somewhere. And I said, I ain't gonna give up until we find out.
All right. Well, I wish I could say y'all look alike. But she's pretty.
Well, I was born kind of a touch case.
Yeah, no, I know we aren't born equally handsome. How old are you?
I just turned 55.
You look like you about 80. You shouldn't start laughing. Anytime somebody laughs at my stuff, I go further in. You should act like you would get mad. And I back up. I said, oh, boy. You start laughing, I'm going to tell you what. All right.
Well, I'm a real estate person and I laugh like that. That's why I'm here.
You live a lot longer than the 80 that you are if you keep laughing. No, but I'm so glad to hear you guys are excited. A lot of times I have with a totally different attitude. They are fearful. They kind of resent, or they just dislike suggestion that might be possible. So to see you all excited to find out, and that means you want to be brother and sister, and your eyes are met. You are brother and sister.
I'm coming. All right now. I wanted to know. I'm going to tell the rest of them. That's so good. Yes. I love you too, baby. Thank you for taking the time to figure out this. The People's Court today at 2 on ABC3. What? We got a call from one down to the best treasure hunt in sport. And now, Kurt Wyatt's been no kind of piece of colors. You name it, you got it. What a place here. What the best stuff.
Remember, we can install leaf guard in most cases in our factory wheels and install leaf guard. Never clogs to guarantee. Leaf guard has earned the Good Housekeeping Seal 16 years in a row. Look at the downspout; it's 50% bigger than the competition. Leaf guard has a lifetime transferable warranty. Call Leaf Guard now to take advantage of the $99 install sale. You buy Leaf Guard from us, we install. Choose no monthly interest for 25 months until paid in full on $400 loans gift card with your Leaf Guard purchase, and you have a nice gift for it if you call me now. Dinner to go, $30 gift card with your info estimate and free gutter inspection. Put the ladder up and call Leaf Guard now to take advantage of the $99 install sale. Let me keep your gutters clean forever. Jules on Hampton has been buying and selling gold for over 45 years. We are following CDC guidelines. Clean after each customer visit, and all our staff are equipped with masks. Come see us if you are in the market for buying or selling jewelry or collectibles. Visit our brand new showroom on diamonds, gold, silver, coins, and collectibles.
Let's looking for furniture with mattresses, everybody else is out of it.
List from the circus to the White House and beyond, the contortionists showcasing her unique talents to inspire and strengthen others. Before you defend your body, they need that rib sound for flight. Google a top chef course in the culinary world on that and more.
And Monsters at Work Store, David Feldman is here on the Disney Plus series that starts streaming soon.
Now from Times Square, TJ Holmes and Amy Robot with what you need to know.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to DMA3, What You Need to Know. And what you need to know right now is that there is a massive rescue effort underway here in Surf. A rescue operation that continues around the clock and has been going since last week when we first got word of the 12-story apartment building collapse. A rescue effort underway because at this point there are still 150 plus people still unaccounted for. So the hope is that someone could be found, someone is trapped, there could be survivors in that rubble of this massive collapse. But as we call this a rescue operation so far, it has only been recovery. Over the weekend, the death toll has gone up to at least 9, and several people have been identified. Some families now that are waiting for word of their loved ones, they are now getting DNA samples to help in identifying remains down the road. Now, as we talk about the rescue and recovery, of course, first and foremost, it's about trying to save lives, but also many questions are being asked about this building. Buildings are not supposed to do this. This is a 40 years old, and a lot of questions being asked about its history. But again, that's down the road. Those questions are being asked. Those answers will come. But right now, this rescue and recovery continues. And as I go back to the studio with my friends, my colleagues, Dr. Ashton and Eva Coker, who's sitting in today, Raymond Robach, who's all now, guys, the theme, the idea here, it's hope. And you have to have hope. Why? That collapsed after 16 days. You go back to 2010, the earthquake in Haiti, a man was pulled out after 27 days. You go to 2013 in Bangladesh, a man was pulled out after a building collapsed after 17 days. So yes, maybe it's unlikely, but it's not unprecedented that we have people found in and to have survived. Guys, right now, people are holding on to hope, and you can certainly understand why. So that is what we're hanging on to here. I'm going to talk to in just a moment Congresswoman in this area, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. This is her district. She's going to give us an update about what she's hearing and just how this community is holding up. But guys, it can be dire and it can be devastating, and you can imagine the families are going through, but they have to hold on to hope.
Yeah, they're all holding up that. We're praying for that miracle, a miracle we have seen happen before. TJ, thank you so much. We're also tracking all the major developments, including the coronavirus emergency, keeping an eye on this big number today. Confirmed cases across the U.S. totaling more than 33.6 million, which means roughly 1 in 9 Americans have tested positive. That's according to data from the CDC and Health and Human Services. And Dr. Jen, people are looking to Israel now for a sign of what to expect with populations that are highly vaccinated and dealing with this Delta variant. We're looking there. And with respect to this Delta variant, 90% of new cases in that country are the Delta variant. 80% of their adult population is fully vaccinated. So as you mentioned, they are a true success story in terms of immunization campaign. Now, the majority of the new cases, including that Delta variant, are occurring in unvaccinated people, underscoring again why it's so important and not true for people here to get vaccinated, and children under 16 in Israel, accounting for half of the current new infections. This is so concerning that they are reinstating an indoor mask policy to avoid future lockdowns. So it's important to keep that in context. As we reopen here, we're stepping on the gas. We may, at some point, need to hit the brake. So that flexibility is playing out right now. Especially if we turn down ABC's Ike and Jack Chase with the latest headlines from Washington. Good afternoon, Ike.
Always good to be. We're going to begin here today with the U.S. military airstrikes overseas. That video from the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, confirming U.S. military forces conducted precision defensive airstrikes against several weapons storage facilities in the border region. In response to unmanned aerial vehicle attacks on American personnel, no casualties reported, and the scorching triple-digit temperatures here at home. The mercury rising to record territory in the Pacific Northwest. All-time highs broken throughout the weekend as millions brace for a aching look.
Start. Get on the floor. Once you get it, close.
Motion carries. Yes. Verse 2. Three seconds to you. Oh, a lot more ones. I was searching at once. Good. Settings. Yeah. Well, let's look here. It's probably a long time over there. That was a streaming camera. You don't need a streaming camera.
AUX mode.
See, why you never, this one here. The TV's are on. Check.
Bluetooth mode. AUX mode.
says otherwise.
And approved in advance or kept in a binder on the podium for the principal to conduct the graduation ceremony. When you hear that, knowing the process that you went through, what's your response to that?
I mean, like when I first started, there was two speeches in effect. You know, the speech that I had written, and then the speech that they had pretty much written for me. I had an entirely new speech. He had told me everything about me, about being queer, and so if I didn't do that, I wasn't going to be allowed to speak at graduation at all. And so I feel like there's so much learning that goes on both inside and outside the classroom. You know, when I came out as queer freshman year, I was so insecure about my identity, and I really struggled with depression. And you know, especially my senior year, having to go to treatment next year for 6 months, I really didn't think I was ever going to graduate. And so, as I was up there on that stage, and I saw him come to the speech, there was just so much passion going through my veins because I thought, you know, this is exactly what I stand for. This is the exact kind of stigma and identity removal and erasure that I'm trying to fight against.
And, you know, you gave the speech that you wanted to give. Why did you feel like it was so important to give that message to your classmates?
I wanted to give the speech that I wish I had heard in my darkest moments. And, you know, overall, the speech wasn't for me entirely either. You know, I've been through so much through high school, and I wanted to influence myself and all the amazing people I've grown up with. This speech, though, it was for every single person who's ever felt alone in their identity, for every single person who has ever felt marginalized or oppressed, censored, or just made to feel lesser than about their identity. I thought to myself, you know, if I could just touch the heart of one person and make one person feel less alone, that was it for me. And after graduation, a teacher came up to me and she told me that her son had made it through the pandemic due to mental health struggles. And she hugged me and I hugged her, we cried into each other's arms, and I just thought, her son did the right thing. Because all I ever wanted to do is just help people believe in themselves and make people feel less alone and let them know that their identities are valid and beautiful.
And see the light on the other side of it.
Always.
Well, I have to say, one, where are you going to school? You're going to Tufts. And you're valedictorian. You look like you overcome so much. Congratulations to you. And congratulations for giving that speech and having the courage to give that speech. Thank you for joining us so much. Up next, right here on GMA3, a top shelf idea for your 4th of July feast. You're going to want to see this. It's coming from the Top Chef. And he starred in the Big Monsters Inc. spin-off series, Ben Felton Dishes, about that Disney. What stay new when we come back.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's possible with Rybelsus. Rybelsus, another diabetes pill to lower blood sugar in all 3 of these ways. Increase insulin, decrease sugar, and slows. The majority of people taking Rybelsus lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7. People taking Rybelsus lost up to 8 pounds. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases blood sugars. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Wake up to what's possible with Rybelsus. Unit pays as little as $10 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider about Rybelsus today.
And we're Carvana, the company who invested in car vending machines and found a car 100% online. Now we created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or 2 years old, you want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Open to lending and raise the jar. Gelato made from scratch. Raise the jar to all 5 layers. Raise the jar, the best gelato you've ever tasted. Talenti, raise the jar.
It's Ashley and Stripes event with new styles and more savings. Get limited time doorbuster deals or pay no interest for 6 years. The Stars and Stripes event happening right now. Ashley Home Store. This is home. I've never slept like this before.
We gave NuSequel Pure Z's restorative herbal sleep to people who are tired of being tired.
What is even in this?
Clinically studied plant-based ingredients, passion flower, valerian root, and hops. NuSequel Pure Z's restorative herbal sleep.
Lash Impact goes sky high. Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara from Limitless Length Plus Volume. Sensational from Equity and Glow. Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. Only from Maybelline, New York.
Wanted the unicorn clean? Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. Only 100 ways to use. And for those really messy jobs and hard to reach places, try disposable thin sheets.
With thyroid eye disease, I was always wearing sunglasses to hide my bulging eyes. I wore them just about everywhere. But then my doctor recommended Tepezza, a prescription medicine for thyroid eye disease, and I didn't have to hide so much. In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10 patients taking Tepezza had less eye bulging, and nearly 7 out of 10 saw improvements in double vision. Tepezza is an infused medicine. Patients taking Tepezza may experience infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, or muscle pain. Before receiving Tepezza, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. Tepezza may raise your blood sugar even if you do not disease or ulcerative colitis. I look more like my old self again. Now I recite recipes because I want to. Ask your doctor if Tepezza is right for you, and visit mytepezza.com to see Jeannie's before and after photos.
They say sinister force brainwashing us. You want business you accounts, and together you are immensely powerful.
So, can you work us to get
Ideally not deadly. The 2 series now streaming on Disney Plus. This is a big step, and if we take it, there is nothing on that. This week, the families will rip this city apart. The people we love will get hurt, and I'm not gonna let that happen.
What do you think I'm thinking?
ABC's General Hospital.
Come on, everybody, it's the place you want to be. Celebrity dating on ABC.
Love is in the air.
The game is simple. You ask questions, and you pick which one to take on a date.
Don't miss the new hit show that is perfect for viewing
This is really fun game.
and ready to spice things up.
When we love guys, you're never gonna look away.
That made me tingly to say
The Celebrity Dating Game, tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Welcome back for the July holiday weekend, literally just around the corner. And if you want a dish that's going to wow your crew, don't worry. Our next guest has you completely covered. He's been holding his own as a judge on this season of Top Chef after first competing and making a name for himself as a contestant back in season 13 of the show. The celeb chef is joining us now. We are so excited. First of all, I will just tell you, I can smell him that lives here. Chef Kwame Onwuachi, thank you so much for being with us. How you doing?
It's great to be here. I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. You know, got the reds growing. You can smell the smoke. I'm doing really, really well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Well, I'm better because these ribs are right in front of me. You're making some mouth-watering baby back ribs. There's a special secret ingredient in here, too, I hear that people are very excited about.
Yes, so Remy Martin cognac is the secret ingredient. It gives it a nice caramel notes, you know, like nice stone fruits, dried fruits. It adds a lot of complexity to the barbecue sauce, and the barbecue sauce is the boss in this recipe.
Okay, let's talk about this barbecue sauce. Walk us through what it is.
All right, so I'm gonna add some onions, and you always want some aromatics in your barbecue sauce, right? So I have some onions and some garlic, and then the key is to add the cognac pretty much in the beginning, and you're gonna let that alcohol cook off like that, right? You're gonna flambe it. After that alcohol cooks off, the fire will subside. You're gonna add some ketchup, some brown sugar, some liquid smoke, which is gonna give it a nice smoky flavor, and some Worcestershire. And what you want to do is you want to try to let this cook for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much sauce you're making. And that's going to cook down. It's going to get nice and thick and syrupy. So the ribs I cooked the day before. Now I season it with a bunch of Creole spice, some salt, and then I wrap it in foil and put it in the oven low and slow for about 3 to 4 hours at 300 degrees. So if you don't have a grill pan or a grill, you can just cook it right in the pan. You have a grill at home?
I have 2 grills. We have the charcoal and the gas.
Okay.
My husband likes to have both options.
So you can make a lot of ribs then. You can make a lot of ribs. So you can sear it right in the pan, and then you can sear it on both sides so that it's nice and crispy. Luckily, I also have a grill, so I have grilled my ribs prior to this. And you want to grill it before, you want to brush it with this sauce before it hits the grill. And that way it gets nice and charred, all those like sugary bits turn to caramel, it gets nice and sticky. And then you're going to finish it with some barbecue sauce and then serve it alongside as well.
And
that's it. It's pretty simple.
and a red hot pepper on our plate. Are those just for decoration? Is that a part of the plating, or do you actually use those?
Hey, if you're feeling like, feeling a little spicy, you can bite into that pepper. The lemon is good to squeeze.